Hey there, and welcome to Practice Your Positive Daily. This is episode 2. And so I'm going to start by talking about the negative. And I think you'll find as we work through this that I rarely talk about the negative. We're not going to focus on things we should stop doing. We're going to focus on things that we should start doing. Right? Part of this idea that has worked for me and I think works for a lot of people is that if I pour so much positivity into myself and into my thoughts and love into the world and love into what I'm doing, a lot of the negative naturally gets squeezed out. It just falls away. But with that, we're going to start just for today talking a little bit about why we're negative. And so maybe you've heard this idea that, we're negative because evolutionarily speaking, it made sense for us to pay attention to our settings, to our surroundings, to people, and to look for situations that might harm us, right? My mind's ultimate goal is to keep me and this body alive, and therefore my mind is very good at protecting me from situations that might harm me. And I'll take that one step further that not only do we look for the negative in this kind of macro evolutionary big brain sort of way, but a lot of us have been taught through our micro experiences that bad things happen, things I don't like happen. And part of what helps me feel safe, not that it keeps me safe, but helps me feel safe is if I'm always scanning my environment for what could go wrong, who could say who was to blame, what should I fix, how should I change things, this situation isn't to my liking. And so I think really on the macro and micro level, we train ourselves, we use our beautiful imaginations and we use our attention to detail for something that's no longer serving us, right? I would add to that one thing that I don't always hear, which is that although we might look for the negative in situations or in our surroundings kind of innately, our true nature is peaceful and positive and happy. And hopefully at some point in your life, you've had a glimpse of that. You've been somewhere, you've been in the flow, you've been staring at the beach, you've been with your kiddos, with your family, you've done something. And when you let go of all of the noise and the chaos and the negativity, hopefully you felt that deep, innate sense of peace and calm and happiness. And if you haven't, stick around. That's something we're going to be shooting for on the regular. But I think that's something important to know that we're not, yes, in some ways we're negative in a very adaptive way, but also our true nature is to be happy and calm and peaceful. When I release these situations and this critical thinking and this attention to detail in the wrong way, I am naturally calm and peaceful and happy and thankful that I'm alive and that I'm doing this and that all you beautiful people exist out there. And then we're also going to think now, like, so what is positivity, right? I'm not going to give you a Webster's dictionary definition of what positivity is. I feel like positivity is one of those things that you know it when you see it, and you know it when you don't see it. We've all known people who quote unquote have everything, right? They check all the boxes, they have all the things, but boy, they are grumpy, they are critical, they are unpleasant to be around. And likewise, hopefully you've known people, I know I've known people who actually have very difficult life circumstances, right? I worked in healthcare, I still do, for 15 years. I see folks with kidney failure who, right, there's no cure for kidney disease. And some of the stories, the grit, the strength, the resiliency, the joy, the gratitude, the peace that I see in folks who have an incurable disease is amazing, right? And so we know that positivity is not based on the external circumstances. I think we all know innately that it is in our own mind, it is of our own doing. And maybe that's a little scary, right? Maybe you've been stuck for a while and you know that you're negative, you know that you've been taking yourself down that spiral, but you just seem stuck. Or maybe like me, these are all like me. These have all been me. These are all me some days too. Maybe like me, you've been one of those people where you checked all the boxes, right? For a long time, I checked all the boxes. I had a house, I was partnered, I had long-term friendships, I had a career, I had hobbies, and yet some part of me was just deeply unsatisfied, was just deeply unhappy, and then mad at myself that I couldn't be happy and appreciate what I knew were the good things in life. I knew so much to be thankful for, and yet I just couldn't get there. We're going to focus on moving that and gently shifting, perhaps from where we are in a negative headspace to somewhere more neutral. And then if we're neutral to somewhere more positive, and if we're positive to somewhere like blow your mind positive, right? That's where I want to get to. I want to get to blow your mind positivity. And that's something that we all have to gauge ourselves individually on. And so as we work through these podcasts, we're going to start having little challenges and daily exercises. I ask you to just sit with yourself and just be honest about where you are on the scale of positivity. Only you can answer that, and be honest. No need to shame yourself or beat yourself up. Just be honest about where you are and where you'd like to be. And listen, we know that being positive does wonders for you. I mean, just short of miraculously life-changing, having a positive mindset. For me, once I found that, and once I found it consistently, gosh, it is just a miracle in my life to have that positive mindset. And really, it's been the best combo meal of all time, right? When I got positivity, you know what else I also got? I also got peace of mind. I got joy. I got gratitude for some of the same things I used to complain about. My physical well-being, my strength, my athletic performance got better. My spirituality grew. I had better relationships, better self-confidence. And these are all the things that we want, right? And there's no shame in saying that currently you don't have them and this is where you'd like to be. We all want to be reaching for more. And so I'm no spiritual guru. I'm no therapist. Read Eckhart Tolle, do your work. I'm just a regular person, but geez, hooked on positivity worked for me. My life has just gone up in leaps and bounds. I've always been tough, but now I'm safe to be tender too. And I love that. I love that for me, and I love that for the people I interact with. And it's been a salve for my world. It's really just been an upward spiral. Even my suckiest days now are better than my good days back then. Even my mundane days are so happy, are so much happier than vacations I used to sit on and be miserable. And that's how I know I'm positive. That's how I know that I got there by practicing it. So that's it for today. Gauge yourself without shaming yourself, and think about what you want to practice next. Thank you so much. I will see you next episode.